lot of new major programs are unfolding on Smackdown, so we'll see what's going on there. We'll also check out what's up with Jey, Blake Monroe, and more. Starting things off with a big rumored program that's starting to seem more realistic by the week, and that's of course Charlotte Flair versus Jade Cargill. This is a program that has been heavily in the headlines over the last few weeks, with the main rumor being that they were planning on turning this into a big singles match for Summerslam. And ever since that report first came out, there's been a lot of evidence on television that proves that they really may be leaning in this direction after all. It all started when Jade Cargill unleashed a brutal post-match attack on Alexa Bliss, involving a steel chair. Charlotte responded just a few nights later by screwing Jade Cargill out of the women's title during her match against Rhea Ripley. And now a few weeks after that, and we have Jade Cargill's response. As Charlotte Flair was getting ready to enter Gorilla ahead of her semifinals matchup in the Queen of the Ring tournament, Jade Cargill and her faction confronted Charlotte, and it seemed like they were walking away and leaving Charlotte alone. They waited until Charlotte turned her back against them, and then all three of them unleashed a brutal backstage attack on Charlotte's surgically repaired knee. Charlotte was warned several times not to go out there and risk any further injury, but she kept stressing how important the tournament was to her and how she wasn't going to walk away from it. So Charlotte entered the match against Liv Morgan basically on one good leg. Charlotte hung in there for a while with Liv until she just couldn't do it anymore, and Charlotte tapped out to Liv Morgan. All the events here were done on purpose for a series of different reasons, the obvious one being to protect Charlotte Flair. Liv Morgan versus Charlotte is a tricky matchup booking-wise because Liv is your world champion. She shouldn't be losing matches all the time. But on the other side, you have Charlotte Flair, an absolute legend that also can't be dropping a lot of losses. So the fix they came up with here was for Charlotte to be terribly injured before the match so that Liv Morgan can still technically get the win. But since Charlotte wasn't 100% healthy, you can't really hold that loss against her, so that's why that was done. But the other reason it was done was to advance this back and forth storyline that's developing between Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair. Charlotte screwed Jade out of a world title opportunity, so Jade returned the favor here and screwed Charlotte out of the Queen of the Ring tournament and that world title opportunity that was connected to the tournament. This makes the feud between Charlotte and Jade more personal, and now we officially know that it's not stopping here. They're fully developing something big between Jade Cargill and Charlotte Flair. And it looks like that SummerSlam rumor for a match between Jade and Charlotte seems extremely likely. Seems like everything we're seeing right now is building up to that big singles match between the both of them at SummerSlam. Jade is quite busy at the moment herself. She's progressing this story with Charlotte, but she's also in the middle of another feud with Tiffany Stratton over the United States title. Jade and Tiffany are not strangers to each other at all. They spent the back half of 2025 feuding with each other over the women's title, and now they're feuding over the United States title. Charlotte versus Jade is a big matchup even as a non-title match, but it seems possible that they could even add the United States title into that match as well if Jade is able to take it off of Tiffany Stratton. Then in that case, the match between Charlotte and Jade becomes even more high stakes with gold on the line, and if Charlotte somehow wins the United States title, we have to wonder how Alexa Bliss feels about that. Will Alexa accept that fact and help Charlotte fight everyone off, or will Alexa want first crack at the United States title at that point? Definitely could be a wild ride here in the mid-card title picture over the next few months, so we'll have to keep an eye on that right there. Jey has a real shot at winning the entire 2026 King of the Ring tournament, and a lot of fans online are not so thrilled about that fact. Jey was beloved by both online fans and live fans up until mid-2025. It was after Jey's Royal Rumble victory and his world title reign where fans online started to turn their backs on Jey. A lot of hate started coming in for Jey from the online community and online fans, and things have really stayed like that ever since. And once Jey starts picking up big victories in singles action, that's when the haters start coming out again. And through two major victories so far in the King of the Ring tournament, Jey has faced a lot of online backlash from the fans. Like we said before, the live fans in the arena are not turning on Jey. He's still cheered in every arena. This is just an online situation with Jey. So Jey doesn't respond to the haters on television, but he has been firing back at his haters daily on his Instagram story, gloating about how he's really the best and how no one can stop him. He told the fans to get ready to riot once he wins the tournament, and how the more they hate on him, the more they're going to stay broke. So just a crazy situation there because Jey is still loved by the live fans, but he seems to be in the middle of an intense war with the online fans that he's constantly throwing blows with every day. If Jey continues to pick up single success, we'll have to see how that plays out with the fans. A big topic in recent days with Blake Monroe is the extended wait for her debut. Blake Monroe debut teasers began on April 24th. It's now been 10 weeks and we're still seeing teasers and waiting for her debut. That's literally half the length of an NFL season of just waiting around for her debut. Blake Monroe herself has now responded to the fans complaining about the long wait, and she responded in character with multiple messages, saying that you have to wait a lifetime for a woman like her, and how she'll be impatient too if she was waiting for someone like herself. So Blake is playing into it, but we'll have to see how much longer we have to wait for her debut, because past the 10-week mark is getting a bit ridiculous. Hopefully her debut isn't that far away after all. But what are your thoughts on today's stories? Leave your comments below, don't forget to subscribe with all notifications on, and leave a like if you enjoyed. Thanks for watching, guys.